going to say I think a room can be great. I've been in great rooms, but I was also going to say, and I guess sort of to disagree a little bit, I think it's rooms are also what's ruining American sitcoms because. Yes, I completely understand the notion of a young writer sort of learning the ropes. I get that, and I think that can happen regardless. And I think a room can be effective. I think a room can certainly bring something home. I think you can have something, you know, you were sort of saying, like, we have something that's working here. Yeah, we just need to make it somewhat funnier, and the room can be very effective like that. But Seinfeld, no room. Curb Your Enthusiasm, no room. In the later years of Seinfeld, when Larry left, we would do a mini room of one or two of us, Jerry and the writer of the script, just because it took four of us to sort of do Larry's job. But I've been around so many shows where the room sort of eats itself, where the room, basically, this is our room. And I'm going to pick on you, miss, because for no other reason you're sitting right there. So our room is us and you pitch something really, really funny, but it's your turn to write it. And so even though you've pitched out the story, it's your turn to write it. And you stink, but you're writing it. Well, it's your idea. And then in the room, after you hand in your crummy draft, we now all have to go about fixing it, and she's throwing in all these ideas, and your name's on the script. That's the good version sometimes of a room. The bad version is it's not even one person has an idea. You're in the room, nobody has an idea, and the idea ultimately is this sort of like one word from me and three words from there and two words from there, and it's story by committee as opposed to here is a great story. Again, I think there can be value in punch-up, but you do just get these shows where you can sort of like, for lack of a better word, I see them and I go, oh, I bet they thought that was funny in the room, because it just, the room is its own creature. And I do think, you know, granted, I'm not sure, and look, Larry, who started off doing Curb kind of almost by himself, ultimately felt he could not do it by himself. And there's three of us that kind of work with him regularly, and then different directors come in and out. Larry Charles was there for a while. Alan... oh God, I'm embarrassed because I can't think of his name. Early Saturday Night Live joke writer, Gilda Radner. Zweibel. Yes, sorry, yes. Thank you so much. He was in for a while. So yeah, I think certainly, but I do think any system where actual writers' ideas are sort of simply, here you go, as opposed to, I'm writing this one, how can the room help? And again, it's drawing sort of a fine line, but I do think...
I'll give one thing, like, so I just finished a movie that we sold a while back with this guy I've been writing movies with, and we both have done a ton of TV stuff or whatever, so we have access to a ton of friends that owe us favors who can come in and do punch-up because we want the script to be funnier. So now, I had a choice. I could get 12 incredibly funny people around the room on one day, and we could all just knock this out in a day, or maybe we'll do 2 days of it or whatever, and we'll kind of go through it or whatever. Or I could break it up and say, hey, why don't I get 2 of you to come in, and we'll work on spots and stuff like that, or maybe we'll go through it with 2 people, or maybe we'll go through it maybe on one day with just one funny person or something, and spread it out over a week. It was a no-brainer for me that I would want to take all of those little small groups because you're getting the most out of people also. There's something about that. Also, the kind of jokes that get laughs in a bigger group, I don't know if there's less meat, or I don't know what it is. There's something that I came to. Now, and again, like I can't say I was ever in one of the mythical rooms that people talk about where just magic comes and people eat, you know, they have crab feasts every night and wonderful things. But so I never had maybe that experience, but it does feel like a smaller group, you can really lift each other up and get to that funny thing. And if you're experienced enough or you have enough, you can get what you need out of that. That's just my experience.
And it starts to get, unfortunately, this starts to be about other writers I've worked with, as they say. There are people who've made a career hiding in rooms. They are in the room, they say no to just enough things so that their voice is heard, but if they had a baseball card and you went to the back, it's sort of like, well, wait a second, you've never actually said anything funny. You've said no to a lot of things. You've explained to me as a father why you don't think what I said is funny, and as a Jew, and I'm a Jew, so it's okay, but as of this, and as of that, and as of this, why what I'm saying is wrong, or what he's saying is wrong, but I'm still waiting for the funny. And like I said, unfortunately, you can have a career of that.
I wondered, I actually had a theory for a while, and I actually thought about trying it out for myself one time, but like, I'm a good laugher, I don't know, I was probably I laughed the most all the clips, and they're just, naturally, I'm a generous laugher, and I'm sweet, by nature. So I wondered if I could, be funny enough and not really work that hard, just be sort of nice and a good laugher and really supportive, so people are like want to laugh my jokes because I laugh their jokes and stuff, and just not even really try to be that good, but just be a nice guy. And I don't know if there's enough work now. Maybe as
not now, but if this was the '90s, I'd give you a $10 million development deal for that.
If I got on the
I'd
right
literally
show,
sign you right now for that.
Totally.